When I get money, I go washa. Give me one honey, I go washa. Bring that flavor with the platter. Rands and dollars and a kwacha. I am from the motherland, yeah. Sanbona do me yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Soweto Kota Festival podcast, otherwise known as the SKF podcast. And this episode is one of the most important episodes in this podcast. I'm joined today by the founder of Soweto Kota Festival, Mr. Sidwell Tshingilane, who is going to be breaking down the whole concept of Soweto Kota Festival and giving you more about the event itself. We have interviewed previously a couple of winners, vendors, people who have participated at the Soweto Kota Festival, and they came out with prizes. We visited their outlets. And today we want to hear from the organizer himself, Mr. Sidwell Tshingilane. Thank you so much for joining us here at the SKF podcast, otherwise known as the Soweto Kota Festival podcast. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much, Elvis, and thank you for this interview, and welcome to 2.0 Conference and Private Lounge.
Aha, great stuff. And of course, we are recording live at 2.0 Conference and Private Lounge, which is based in Soweto, Dube. So we're going to be doing a little bit of cutaways during this episode. So you're going to see the venue if you want to visit it. It's a very beautiful place. Yesterday, when I was doing touch-ups in terms of preparation for this episode, I came across an article that was published by Drum, right? Yes. And in there, they quoted your words. And the words goes like this: Best Kota is found in the heart of Soweto Meadowlands, Zone 4, and it's made by a local businesswoman named Soweto Kota. This was published on the 9th of September 2022. Who is Soweto Kota, and why would you say that the best Kota is found in Zone 4 in Meadowlands?
Yes, I think everyone knows Soweto Kota, which is Mbali from Meadowlands Zone 4. So she serves the best Kotas in Soweto. She's very different to other Kota outlets, and I think the customer service also, it makes him to be one of the best outlets. So I always recommend the place that people, if you are looking for the best Kota, especially on the other part of Soweto, like Meadowlands, Dobsonville, then I'll always recommend Mbali Soweto Kota.
Aha. Great stuff. It means the taste is really nice, eh? Because I haven't really tasted it yet.
Yes, the taste is very nice. Actually, even last year, she was doing our VIP section. So we trust her with the taste. I think the ingredients, I think there's a story also behind the whole Soweto Kota, because she started the business just after, actually she was retrenched just before COVID. After COVID, then she was retrenched. Then he had to come up with something during COVID. So that's when he started this thing of cooking and the passion of cooking and Kotas, and now she's the best, yes.
Yeah. Talking about passion, we're going to come to your passion for social entrepreneurship. We're going to break it down. There's, obviously, like a lot of people read about Soweto Kota Festival and read how it started, eventually started in 2017, right?
Yes.
But in 2010, when there was a FIFA World Cup in South Africa, that event and that happening in South Africa, the setting and everything that was happening at that time influenced you to move into the events business. Why is that?
I think there was this passion about events. Actually, it started at school. Oh. I remember when I was still in high school, we organized one of the first Miss Kosas, the political organization.
I remember Kosas.
Yes. So I was one of the branch chairperson of that region. So I was part of the organizing. I came up with the idea of organizing Miss Kosas. It was something that was never done before. Uh-huh. So I think the whole creativity and coming up with the new things, it started there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what do you think makes you be that kind of a person? Because it's not everybody, obviously.
Yes.
Some people are wired in different ways, but you are wired in a way that you are very creative. You are a very strategic kind of a human being. Where do you think that comes from as an individual?
Yes, I think I always encourage young people to read a lot. I read a lot, and I also I do a lot of research. Because starting a business, when we go to school and they don't teach you about how to start a business, they teach you about other things. Yeah. Then I decided that I must do a lot of research in terms of, actually I had business interests when I grew up, just to just an interest of doing any business. Because it can be, I wanted to do some tourism business, but the idea didn't materialize. Then I think the issue of events, because I think with events, it's something that is easy to start. You don't need a lot of capital. As you know, entrepreneurs, they need a lot of money to start businesses. So, but with events, you just need to do a lot of research, and you must also check, must try to be unique. Because I remember you mentioned something about 20 FIFA World Cup.
2010.
It was one of the big events in the country, and actually started in 2019 because remember there was a Confed Cup. Just to prepare, just to test all the system for 20. So I started there, and actually,
you mean 2009?
Yes. Yeah. So it's also organized by FIFA. It's a small, I think it's about 8 countries. So that's where the whole inspiration about events and the systems, because I think FIFA, they're the best systems in the world. Because you can imagine soccer is one of the biggest sporting code in the world. So with FIFA and the standards and all so I think I was inspired, and at least after the World Cup, we must also have something also bigger.
Yeah. To say, look, this thing happened in my country, and I managed to actually, create something out of it.
Yes, you can think of manuals. They gave us a lot of manuals to read about how to organize a tournament like that. How you learn. They also teach about foreign cultures, that you must understand all the other cultures, because the whole world was coming to South Africa, so it was a big thing. So we needed to know more about the world, what is happening, how the tourists, how to give them a customer service and all of that. So there was a lot of things that we learned from that training from FIFA.
Wow. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were born in Soweto, grew up in the Eastern Cape.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
How was that? How was that like transition? I mean, people from the Eastern Cape usually move to Joburg.
Yes.
You were born in Joburg and then you moved to Eastern Cape.
Yes.
How was that transition for you? Or did you move as a young person, as a baby, and then maybe came back to Soweto after you're a bit older?
Yes, actually, I think I was still a baby. I was about 3 to 4 years around that, so I was still very young. And you remember, you don't have a choice. The parents,
of course.
I think around that, remember, it was around 76, 78. I think it was just after the June 16, so there were still some riots and
it was a lot of violence.
With parents, they will say, no, rather go to. I always say you go to exile. Like went to exile because of there was a lot of violence during that time, and I think it was the best decision for the parents to say, okay, rather go to Eastern Cape is rural, small rural towns, and it was still there was this thing of independence. It was a country on its own. There was a president, a prime minister. There was a prime minister like your KZN. South Africa was divided into that. So if you want to go to that part of the world, you must have a permit. You can't. There's a border kind of somewhere, whereby when you cross to that side, then they will ask you where are you going and why are you. All of those, So
what is your reason for being here?
Yes. So there was those kind of rules and all of just to monitor, because it was still during apartheid government. Yes. But it was the best decision. And that side of the country, there's a lot of farming. There was a lot of farming. Then we were playing a lot of soccer, rugby, like your township guys. There was, but we were farming a lot. But also the issue of culture of Ubuntu.
Yes.
So there was a lot of Ubuntu there. Like if you don't have anything, then you'll go to your neighbor. It was not something strange. If you go to your neighbor and ask for sugar,
they'll be able to assist.
Yes. I think I've learned a lot from those guys, but maybe compared to this side, Joburg, and I think that's what they made me to, because I only came back, I think, after matric.
All right. I didn't know that. I thought maybe you grew up in PTA or somewhere in Soweto, like somewhere around Joburg, Gauteng province, but it's really nice to like have, different, views in terms of, how the Eastern Cape operates, or how is the culture that side, and coming to this side, you get to, experience how people think as well, and also implementing, projects like Soweto Kota Festival. That's where you see where it's relevant and where it's not relevant. Let's talk about the Soweto Kota Festival, because this is the reason why we are here, right?
Yes.
The Soweto Kota Festival podcast is here because of the Soweto Kota Festival.
Yes.
So let's talk about the event itself. Its inception, 2017.
Yes.
How did you come up with the thing? Where did you start?
Okay. I think the whole idea, before that, my company where I was doing, I started something like a cake festival expo.
Okay.
So it's also one of the things that are different. They are not there. They were not. They don't exist in the township. So I thought for bakers, because I think for me as an entrepreneur, it was a matter of starting something that is not there. That doesn't exist. So we must come up with new ideas, and we don't want to duplicate things, because I have to look at other events that were happening in Ekasi and say, no, let me come up with something very fresh, very new. And obviously the cakes, but not everyone likes cakes. It's not like food. So people will come. I think the first cake I started in Cake Expo in 2016. So the response, it was at the Soweto Theatre. So I had about 30 bakers coming to exhibit their cakes, like different kinds, birthday cakes, muffin, all the kinds of cakes. So there was also baking classes. People will come and learn how to bake, and new trends in decorating. So all those things around baking and stuff. So I think that's where I was also, so people will come to you and say, okay, we see you doing, why don't you do something for food? Because we like food.
Yes.
We like your event, but we don't like cakes. It's sweet stuff.
It's only cakes, man.
It's only cakes. So try something food. Then I had to think around, okay, food. But now, what food?
What kind of food?
What food? So I think one day I was on social media, then checking. So someone just wrote on the comments. I always read comments. I think this lady maybe attended one of the events in somewhere in Soweto and said, "No, I went to this event. Actually, I'm from the north. Then there was no kota. I was in Kasi. But how come you don't have a kota in Soweto?
There was all sorts of meals on the menu, but no kota.
Dololo kota.
Wow.
So then from that thinking, I said, no, something is wrong. Because now, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we look at opportunities and say, no, this is an opportunity. But kota, but not just kota, but it must be like huge. It must be a festival, like a shopping mall of kota. So I think that's when the idea was born. And I think when I started posting that, the page went crazy.
Wow.
People were like asking, when is it? Because remember now, you are testing the idea, you just post.
We want to come.
Yes, you post the date. I was not even sure about the date, because remember, before you even post on social media, you must go to the venue and say,
of course,
is this date available? Then I just posted, I think it was June, then I posted I planned it for August. Unfortunately, the dates were not available.
Wow.
Then I had to change the dates, and people were so angry. Why do you change the dates? Because we have applied for leaves. We're traveling we're flying from Cape Town, some from overseas, and now apparently you just change the dates, and people. So that's when I realized
it's an inconvenience.
Yes, then I realized, this thing is big. So we have to wait a bit, maybe a week or so, and finalize the venue and confirm the dates. Because I realized that there's a lot of people coming. And actually, the venue is not even bigger to accommodate everyone. But we're testing.
And how was the turnout?
Wow, the turnout, I remember we sold the first batch was about 1.5, because it was a 2-day event. It's always been a 2-day event. So first day, mostly our Saturday is one of our busiest days, our main day. So we released about 1,000 tickets. I think the first batch at I remember Web Tickets. So they were sold in 4 hours. 1,000 gone. Then we had to wait. Then we have to go to all those things, jogs and just for compliance and everything. Then they gave us a permission to also add another 1,000.
Wow.
So we were like, okay. Then the venue now is small. So on Thursday, the event is on Saturday. The Thursday before the event, we released the last 1,000. Then in 2 hours, gone. So that means now
you've got 2,000.
2,000 for both days. It's like sold out. It's on a Thursday, and people are like, the social media is crazy. that we want tickets, we want, maybe why can't you, because we told them that, it's sold out, there's nothing that you can do. This Soweto Theatre is a municipality venue, so normally they don't allow any extra numbers. They are very strict.
They are very strict in terms of numbers.
So we had to stick to that 2,000, and there's nothing that we can do. So Theatre, but then I think it was still smaller. So people were like coming up with ideas. No, just do some outlets so that people can buy, even if they are outside the venue. They can just buy, and because you see, when buying Kota, you can just go and buy. You don't have to come in. So they didn't understand the whole thing of eventing and the experience.
Why is there's a lot of compliance. You can't just do as you like.
Yes. So I think I think there was also another event that they wanted to partner with us. They said, no, guys, let's partner. It was happening in Braamfontein, but they said no, because we have a big lineup. So why don't we'll take those people from Braamfontein and pass them to Soweto. So they won't know. We just tell them no, they will be surprised.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but we said no, but already we are sold out. How do we do that? It was a challenge because now everyone wanted to buy. I think I remember it was a municipality. They wanted to partner with us, and we are sold out. We have people from as far as Lesotho, Rustenburg, Pretoria, actually the whole country, KZN, I think. Newcastle. So people came, Mpumalanga, almost everywhere.
Yeah, for the 2022 one, I remember there was a lot of people coming from, on the comment section, like people from KZN. I think I remember people from KZN, a lot of comments from people from KZN were saying, no, we're really coming to this event. So with this big event, obviously, comes responsibility, in terms of branding, in terms of sponsorship. I want to talk about the sponsorship part of things. Blue Ribbon obviously has, I suppose, has been like the main sponsor of the event itself. And how did that relationship actually start between Soweto Kota Festival and Blue Ribbon? And how is it going in terms of like developing the entire relationship?
I think the partnership with Blue Ribbon, it came, I think, just after COVID.
Okay.
So remember, after COVID, companies were skeptical to sponsor an event because remember, events were banned. So we're depressed that no, we don't know whether events will happen after COVID or not.
It's too risky.
And I think we're so lucky that Blue Ribbon, they came on board and say no. It's going to be our first time, but we just want to be title sponsors of the event.
Wow.
That means when you say you want to be a title sponsor, you take all the risk.
That's
because I remember the COVID was not yet out. We're still on level, I think on level 1 or somewhere. So, but I'm so happy that they came on board and say, no, we just want to support this event. We see the potential and we see it as a long-term partnership. So I think we're so excited that Blue Ribbon came on board and become a title sponsor for the event. And I think, as I see, the relationship is going to be quite of a long-term relationship with them.
Yeah.
That is look at the investment also that they are putting up. It's a good investment. Yes.
They also, like the relationship goes beyond just the event itself. Because I realized that they also do like, like for instance during Mandela Day, they go to schools. I think last year you did this just after the event or just before the event. I don't remember. Before the event, right? Yes. So that also happened. How is that also? What is their message? And why are they participating in such programs?
I think for them, we came up with the idea after COVID. We needed to be more creative.
Okay.
Because now the event is big, and obviously people will start and ask, what is your CSI, corporate social investment initiative that we are doing?
Yes.
So we approached Blue Ribbon and say, there's Mandela Day, and we know they are doing a lot of initiative like this in early childhood development.
Yes.
Early childhood.
Yeah, there's a lot of crèches as well, daycare centers that Blue Ribbon is also involved.
So we thought, why not, even schools, why not partnering with the school, maybe primary schools?
Yeah.
Because Kota and kids,
of course.
Yeah, when you go to school, you always, when you come back, then you can buy, it's something that you can afford to buy. Yeah. So I think they were so happy to partner with us. So we do every Mandela Day on the 17th of July. We partner with Blue Ribbon and other partners, and Then we do Mandela Day and they give away things. We cook for them. They don't eat from school, so we cook for them on the day. There's music, there's entertainment, there's the giveaway. It's sort of a fun day for kids.
Yeah.
So it's one of something that it's one of the CSI that we are very proud of.
Wow, that is lovely.
Yes,
that is lovely work.
Yes.
That is lovely work. Because I mean, you know, businesses that are emerging in the township or in the local community, they also need to give back to the community.
For sure.
To the same community.
Yes,
and I love the fact that you guys are doing it in Soweto.
Yes.
Because Soweto Kota Festival is happening in Soweto.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to check with you was the venue, Elka Stadium. Why did you choose the venue? Why specifically, Elka?
Actually, the background about the venue, we started in Soweto Theatre, the first event, 2017.
Yes.
It was small. We realized that, no, we can't come back there. It's small. The event is too big.
The numbers were huge.
Yes, because with these days, I remember when I started this thing of research and around early 2000, remember there were no social media, there were no Facebook and WhatsApp, and even the phone, the smartphone, they were not there. So to do research, you must Google but sometimes even the internet was not. But these days, you'll just test a thing on social media will give you an idea that this thing is big or
it's working or not.
Yes. Yeah. So we started at the Soweto Theatre, and people, I think, on the first event we had about over 500 people queuing outside. Like from far, some from
on top of the
2000
the 2000 tickets sold.
Yes, people were they were like taking some chances and saying, "No, let's try." You know
those people who never buy tickets. They say, "No, I'll pay by the gate."
It's one of the event. We've been teaching them that no, you don't wait for the day of the event. Buy early to avoid disappointment. So that's what happened. Then we've been moving the event from Soweto Theatre in Jabulani, then to Kliptown. Kliptown also was not big enough. Then Elka, we thought it's gonna be big enough. I think our last big event, 2019, we had over almost 15,000 people coming to Elka, so it was packed.
Wow!
So now we have to rethink the venue and say, this place is not that. It's not big enough. So
should we change?
We have that crisis now. We don't know whether to go back there next year or not.
Another.
Yeah, but there are few venues that are available that are bigger than.
Okay.
It's very few.
Yeah.
It's very few. We've been joking and saying no, maybe we'll go to a stadium also, but but it's a food event. Stadium might not work the way.
Of course.
Maybe places like Nazareth, Yogi. But depending on availability and all of that.
Okay. When we were speaking to Siga Kalinari from Alex, one of the winners from the 2023 Soweto Kota Festival competition, he spoke about himself living in Texas for about 1 year, where he was studying culinary. And in that conversation, we incorporated. I was speaking about talent export. That African talent is being exported to the world. So he was adding an idea of, I would love to see one day Soweto Kota Festival somewhere in Texas.
Wow.
Happening there, and we know that we pick up all our vendors, and if sponsors need to throw in a bunch of money, let them throw in a bunch of money, but let's export this initiative, because when it goes there, it talks to the whole of America and to the whole of the world, actually, that this is our cuisine, this is our culture, and this is something that is really within us. But before that, I want to talk about, and for those of you, I'm from PTA, by the way. So people from PTA, I know they are watching right now, like, Elvis, why are you referring to this thing as a kota? Because where we come from, it's not a kota, it's part.
Yes.
It's part, it's bengu. So please, guys, right now I'm here on behalf of Soweto Kota Festival, so don't kill me. Let's talk about the exporting of the event itself to other provinces, to other cities. Things like maybe go to PTA, things like Spato Festival of Salt. Are you thinking of implementing something like that anytime soon?
Actually, when we started in 2017, we got calls. We got calls from Gaborone, Botswana.
Wow.
We got calls from Limpopo. I think Polokwane is. We got calls from Pretoria. Actually, from all over. Bloemfontein, Mpumalanga, Rustenburg, PE. almost everywhere.
Wow.
People were saying, I think even this would. So people were just saying, no, bring this thing here. We just want to. Remember this Kota culture thing. It's more of a black culture kind of.
It is.
Yeah, because you can't get it anywhere. Even if you go to London overseas, you can't get it. It's something that it originates from not just from South Africa, but from the township.
Yeah.
So I think this thing of saying we must take it to other. Already we are planning to take it to Pretoria.
Okay. Wapitori 012 la utlwa ke re Spatlo Festival.
So just go to our page, go to Spatlo Festival Tshwane on Facebook. Then you will see people already they know that we are coming to. Actually, immediately after the Soweto one, we planned for, because of those calls, and we planned to do the Spatlo in Pretoria.
Wow.
Then there was Skambane in the Val.
In the Val, ne?
In the Val,
okay.
Yes, Skambane. And then there's a Panichao in Durban.
Hey.
Yeah,
this thing has a lot of names.
Yes. Yes. Even Cape Town is KSP, so we might do KSP one of these days in Cape Town.
Wow.
Yes. So it's one family, so we're trying to talk to each region.
Okay.
Because Pretoria it's not called Kota, so you can't go into Kota then.
You can't call it Kota Festival. Because it won't resonate.
Yeah, no, it's Spatlo, so it must be Spatlo in Pretoria. So there's a plan. I think early March, 2nd of March. Okay. There's a plan to do it in Pretoria at the Spatlo Festival.
Wow. Yes. Wapitori, please, ne? Let's not disappoint. Spatlo Festival. Yes. We can even take it to Giant. Giant Stadium is actually like a nice venue that can accommodate such event. But yeah, I would love to see like the whole concept being exported even outside of the country.
Yes.
Gaborone is one place that I know that last time I went to Botswana, I went deep, like in the villages. Yes. They didn't know anything about Spatlo or anything about Kota, anything about Archer. They don't even eat Archer, those guys, you know. But in Gaborone, at least, people who are in Gaborone, they are almost intertwined with the South African culture because they are close, right? And they travel to South Africa more. So I would say that I would love to see that happening more often. Let's speak about our next topic, which is government sponsorship. I read somewhere, and they were saying that apparently, you know, in terms of like getting a government sponsorship, it's a bit challenging. What would you say is the challenge there?
I think because before we even go to that one, I think talking about exporting the quota, because I think we always had a plan to call government to say maybe Proud SA, Department of Tourism, let's go to London and showcase township culture.
And this is a South African product.
Yes, because we normally visit, we normally get visit from tourists from all over the country. I think there were people from Kenya last year. There were people from, was it France? Yeah, there were people. Actually, even the international media, French channel was there. So I think it's very important for government to support this kind of initiative and to take it to just for people out overseas to market South Africa, and so that they can test our culture. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, the South African tourism must come through, most definitely. Department of Tourism must come through, and also a whole lot of bodies, you know, that are very relevant in this nature of business.
Give me one honey, I go washa. Bring that flavor with the plata. Rents and dollars and a kwacha.
Okay, so we have something here. This here says Soweto Tourism Awards 2023. Best events. For rewarding excellence within the tourism entrepreneurship in Soweto and playing a key role in contributing positively to the tourism space and community within Soweto. Awarded to Soweto Kota Festival by Soweto Tourism, right? So, looking at this is the awards that they won at the Soweto Tourism Awards, and competing obviously against all other, you know, businesses that will within the category. But it's not only this one. There's another one. The other one is this one, right? If you look at it, for me personally, when you have these things on the wall, these things, they serve as a reminder that even during difficult times, I mean, I was speaking to Sidwell Tshingilane, he was talking about during COVID that there was difficulties for Soweto Kota Festival to go through. You know, the vendors were saying, look, let's go. And on your side, you're saying, you know, the sponsors were saying, it's too risky, we can't invest in this thing. But when you look at these things, these recognitions, they serve as a reminder that even during difficult times, we need to continue. How was the feeling when you were called on stage? Soweto Tourism is the winner of this category. I mean, Soweto Kota Festival is the winner of this category.
Wow, we're so excited. We believe it. Because look at people that we are competing with. Movie Soweto, Movie Market, what's the other one? General Eyes, and so those are the like big brands.
Big brands. Okay.
Yeah, so and people voted for us to say we love Soweto because it's a family event. I think that's one of our advantages. Our event allows everyone, the whole family.
Yeah.
So create that, we used to call it the Kota weekend. So North African, no one must cook, not just go to the festival.
Wow.
Just surviving that culture of Kota weekend, but we cook from Monday to Friday, but weekends. No, we're so big, and thanks to Soweto Tourism for coming up with these wonderful awards. And, we are the best events in this week.
Wow. Okay, great stuff. And let's talk about, because this is a wrap up, right? I've been saying this is a wrap up. This conversation can go on forever, man. The 2-day thing. Why 2-day thing? You know, like, why not just 1 day? That's it. Why the 2-day thing?
I think, remember, it's Thursday. So some people sometimes they are working on Saturday, maybe Sunday, they are only having it on Sunday. So I thought let's accommodate everyone. Some people they just want to come. It's one of the reasons that you can even come on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Because we try by always not to our ticket to be more affordable to everyone. Because at the end of the day, it's a quarter must be. Quarter is always one of the reasons food that the students can afford and everyone, even if you're an unemployed, can afford to buy food. So, yeah, I think 2 days, also for sponsors, that to get a lot of food, and I think it worked for us, but we don't know the future.
Wow.
Maybe the budget is going for that.
Do you think that's the unique selling point for the event?
Yes, it's a
2 days.
Because most of the event, they will do maybe 1 day event, and I think for us, that 2 days, because Soweto is I don't want to say Soweto is a country.
Yeah.
So people are always busy, so we must allow people who want to come on Sunday to come on Sunday. Those who are available on Saturday, they must come on Saturday. So I think it's a unique thing about the event. But I think I must also mention the issue of the vendors getting prizes.
Yes.
I think for the first time this year, we came up with we have a media launch where there was a day for the competition whereby all the vendors will bring their best quotas.
Wow.
Then they will be charging, charging there. Then on the day of the event, then we announce, I think the winner got about 25,000 dollars.
Wow.
Then the second prize about 15,000 rand, then the third prize about 10,000 rand. So it's one of the things that we are special.
Yeah.
We are different from everyone, and we try also to empower the product and the small business so that we can also grow their businesses.
For those of you that haven't watched the previous episodes, we've interviewed the second winner, Sidwell Tshingilane, and the second and the third, Street Bites in Rocky. The only person we've interviewed is Love Bite, who won the biggest prize, and we are calling him on this podcast that he must come and chat with us about that prize. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that impact. Myself, when I went to Sidwell Tshingilane, when I went to, of course, with the team, when we went to street bikes in Rockville.
Yes.
We realized when she was talking to us, we realized the importance of Soweto Kota Festival. We even went to an extent of asking them, how are the numbers? Are you making profit selling at Soweto Kota Festival? They were like, we are down in there, like we are really making something significant.
Yes.
So the event itself, for me, I think it's a profitable model for the vendors.
No, for sure. I think everyone, you ask people like who protected, they make a lot of money. I think the event also is it's not just marketing, because initially we just don't know, we just try to promote their business.
Yes.
But obviously after the event, people will come and support you. But I think at the same time, the event, it benefits them as a vendor, because we also try to help them.
Yeah.
As you said, we're going to mention something like compliance and everything. So we try by always to assist them, because these are very small businesses. Some of them, they are starting and they are not sure what to do. So we are there to, we are like helping them before do the right things and compliance.
Yeah. Let's talk about compliance as the last point, because I mean, in the food business, you need to be up to date. In the food business, you can't play around, you know. So, what is the importance of compliance for the vendors who are participating at Soweto Kota Festival?
Yes, I think we're dealing with very small business. Remember, what the Kota Fest is one of it's the kind of business that you can start. It doesn't require something like 5,000 you can start.
And the regulation is not that.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I think most of our members, they know to be part of the Soweto Kota Fest, you must have the health certificate. So we always encourage them. Normally people can have a workshop before the event.
Wow.
To tell them about compliance, about health and safety. Because remember, there's a thing of food poisoning.
Yeah.
If someone can eat something that they die, so people are being tired. So we are very strict with the compliance. We always encourage them to get health certificate from the secretary so that their business can be inspected and in line with the regulation.
Wow. That is lovely. I want you to help us mention the sponsors for the Soweto Kota Festival 2023. 2023, right? Yeah. But before that, I just want to let the viewers know that we are shooting in Dube, and what I'm looking at there, it's a very beautiful colors there. House Palisa, maybe you can help us just bring one of the meals just here, so we can showcase to the people what you guys do, you know, and what type of meals you guys offer. What is the name of this breakfast? Okay, it's fine. I'll give you the name myself. It's an English breakfast. Yeah, so this place is in Dube, Soweto, 2.0 conference and private lounge, right? Yeah, so private lounge. So if you want to visit them, if you want to come here and enjoy this meal and all other meals will be in your menu, this is only a breakfast. This is an English breakfast. Looks great. We're about to wrap up and we're gonna chow, you know. But I just wanted to let you know this place is very beautiful. Just visit it. Check them online, and you know if you want to visit them, come right here into it. They'll definitely serve you very well. Thank you so much, Osparisa. Let's wrap it up like this, Mr. C. Let's appreciate the sponsors, if you can.
Yes. Actually, without sponsors, there's no event. So yeah, they play a very important role, because remember the artists that you see, the music that you get. It's because of the sponsors.
Yeah.
I think firstly, our main sponsor Glory World. So I think
shout out to Glory World.
Yes, no, I think we are so excited about it. Again, you must thank people like Government.
Yes.
Yeah, Government is also one of our key sponsors. Then there is Lucky Star.
Wow.
You all know Lucky Star. Lucky Star, Joseph M. Yeah. So there's also a new sponsor, Thompson's Meat.
Yes.
I think we are so excited that we make this event to be one of award-winning events.
Wow, yeah, so this award most definitely belongs to all of us, you know. Belongs to Soweto Kota Festival, but also belongs to, you know, the sponsors themselves. Because without the sponsors, there is no event, and without the event, there is no award. So it's a collaboration thing, and we appreciate each and every entity, corporation, company, business, you know, that comes forward and say, I love this initiative. I think we want to jump in. I think, you know, we can get into a long-term, you know, relationship with it. What's next?
Okay, the next step, we're going to Pretoria.
012.
Yes. Pretoria, we are coming as part of festival 2nd March next day. That's our festival next day in Pretoria. It's going to be the next thing after Soweto. Then next day is going to be very busy. After that, we are going to Devon Panichao.
Okay, Devon people.
Yes, Devon people. Panichao Festival is coming in Devon.
Wow.
And we're also going to Israel.
Okay.
Yes. Going to Fosloras. So people of Fosloras, they must be we're coming. The land of Kota Fest.
That one I can miss. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elvis Mulipi, and of course, this is one of the most important episodes in this podcast. And with that being said, I was joined by Mr. Sidwell Tshingilane, the founder of Soweto Kota Festival. I think we covered all the questions. If you were having a little bit of questions about Soweto Kota Festival, this is definitely a masterclass that can give you the entire background. So yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all the social media platforms were there. And when you share our content, #SKF podcast. Otherwise, Soweto Kota Festival podcast. My name is Elvis Mulipi, and with that being said, I am out. Cheers.
When I get money, I go washa. Give me one honey, I go washa. Bring that flavor.